Okay, well, I guess if you press the map, you stop recording, so now I have to start over. Okay. Well, I made it to Chesapeake. I'm new here. I just went to the closest grocery store. Felt like no anxiety, but I feel very, like, brain dead. The stress from the move I knew was going to be pretty intense. And then we had a family get-together July 4th. You know, and the people... It's just, they expect me to be normal. I want to be normal. I'm just tired. I'm out of it. Mentally, I'm burned out. Truthfully, I need like 2 months of just pure coma. Because even when I lay down, I overthink things. So the only way through that is, to really rely on God or meditate and find a way outside of that stress situation. Now, my symptoms are let me just mention some of the symptoms I'm going through nowadays. I hope I'm turning the right. I'm gonna follow this little map thumbnail on my freaking phone right now. I'm getting a damn car accident. Anyways, my symptoms now are, and they could and or not be affected by medications I'm taking. I don't think that's really a big factor. Medications the only thing keeping me lucid. But I have this what I call wet brain. It's like wet brain. 22A. My eyes feel heavy. My brain feels heavy. I'm not in any pain right now, I wouldn't say. I don't have a headache. It just feels like I have a wet blanket laying over top my brain. I feel extremely relaxed, way too relaxed, because when you get to that point where you're so relaxed, you're so tired, it's just a weird feeling because you can't really do a whole lot. And it's better than traditional anxiety, which is what I'm used to, which is what I guess I'm still trying to treat. I don't really have that. I mean, I don't panic. My heart rate stays at 48. I don't have those adrenaline spikes and so forth like that. So I get these wet brain feelings. I get, and then sometimes the wet brain is sort of like a clogged brain. It almost feels, sometimes I wake up and I literally feel like my head is filled with concrete. And I guess it's like a pressure. And the combination in both of these sort of symptoms they suck. They just make the day suck. So I'm in that zone of not wanting to do stuff anymore because I'm just tired and I'm just, I guess, depressed. So I get a lot of questions about anxiety symptoms that I've made videos about, and anxiety can cause anything. It can replicate any disease. So first of all, you got to get checked out by your doctor. But if it's not anything serious, you've had your brain scanned and all that stuff, then just trust your doctors. Move on from that and just know it's anxiety. I know it's anxiety. It's stress. It's just, but it doesn't matter to us, right? It's the same thing. I mean, there are people. I'm not trying to this might sound weird. I'm not trying to be insensitive. But there are people that have cancer and terminal illnesses, some of which, I've known and talked to, read about, that are 10 times happier than I am. A lot of my stuff is very situational. And the anxiety can cause burning skin. It can cause so many symptoms. So you get this cross-threaded situation when you're on medication, because shit. When you're on medication, it's like, if you're not on medication, it's like, okay, I know this is anxiety. If you're on medication, you're like, okay, I'm coming off it. Is this anxiety, or is this the medication causing? Is it the withdrawal that's causing my symptoms, or is it the medication causing my symptoms? So that's why medication makes things really hairy. For 70 to 80% of people who take medication, they do well. It often takes them several attempts, and on an average, I think 6 months to a year to find something that really works for them. But I know a lot of people that do well on a conjunction of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 medications. You know, even if you look at like my grandfather, I mean, he's on crazy doses, all kinds of crap for his mental, but also even like health issues. And he drives to Georgia and he goes hunting, and he's very active. I mean, he's older. I'm 33 years old. I exercise, I eat healthy by all accounts. I mean, I look healthy. The doctors say I'm the healthiest patient they have. I've got the heart rate of an Olympic runner. You know, I went down that path to try to rule out, you know, additional things. Yes, I tested for Candida a little bit, but, you know, in my opinion, it's just too much, because you can have Candida and be happy and have energy. It's the mental energy, it's the drainage, it's the constant being alone, and then once you start to have these symptoms of like wet brain, fog brain, concrete brain, whatever you want to call it, flu-like symptoms, burning skin, or you know, whatever you're going through. And I've had really severe symptoms and less severe symptoms, but it's always like something, you know, that's sort of somatically manifesting itself. And somatic doesn't mean fake. Like with the bladder pain, and a lot of people get, you know, and the prostatitis and stuff like that. I mean, it's real. It's actual tension. It's just like I have really tense neck muscles from all the stress, so I get I just injured my neck very easily because it's so tense. Your brain is releasing cortisol nonstop. I mean, there are actual these somatic symptoms. They're manifested by mental health issues, but they're just as real as any other, you know, any symptom. So mental health is such a huge problem. You know, mental health disorders. And I just, you know, I need rest. I need rest and compassion and self-love. I need God. I need, you know, meditation. Yes, the right combination of medication as a bridge. I've always said that, you know, that some people will require that, and I'm okay with that. I don't do well with medications. And I have a fear of medication. I fear medication more than death. I fear medication more than snakes or any other thing. I don't have really fear per se. The only thing that's holding me back from really enjoying life is this like kind of chronic fatigue, flu, and these sort of things like that. And I have had those moments where I snap out of it, right? Where I'm like, man, I feel like I have like a little energy today or whatever. And that's usually because I'm trying a new, you know, supplement. Like Sammy gave me really good energy. He did really good energy. But then I had this like almost relapse of depersonalization. I feel like I was on blackout. Because as soon as I get energy, I go and start to do all the disruptive things to myself, like staying on my phone for 5-6 straight hours, walking 20 miles, you know. So it was a very hot day, and I ended up, I don't know if it was from the coffee enema or what, I felt very energetic, very clear-headed, very, very good. I felt like, honestly, I felt like I'm better. This is it. This is how I want to feel. This is how normal people feel. I feel good. I feel like I can do anything. And then I was walking, and it was a very hot day, first hot day of the season. and I walked really far away from my truck, and then I was on the phone. I kept like having to be on the phone with this person and this person, this person, this person. And then when I hung up, or I called my mom and she answered, I felt like I was in this echo, and then I felt like mildly DP'd, and that just sent me, I hung up on her, and then I had to walk back to my truck. Basically felt like I was in blackout. And that's another symptom that goes along with the wet blanket feeling. It's just this like, and you read a lot about it, and it seems like low norepinephrine, right? It seems like low norepinephrine, low dopamine and stuff. But who knows, it just feels like the lights are not all the way up, like one of those dimmer switches. And everything's just really low and kind of dark and faded, which is why when I'm in the sun sometimes and it's really bright, I feel very good, unless it's too hot, and then I have this heat sensitivity, which I think is Lamictal causing it. But I have such a love-hate relationship with that medication, because it was a medication that made me feel happy and alive for the first time in my life. So I know that it works, and it's just hard to give up. But I have some, all those somatic symptoms will go away as your body desensitizes. Our bodies are just very sensitized from chronic stress. Medication, supplements, talk to your doctor about, because they can be very beneficial to helping reduce those. If you want to talk about it further, send me a comment, email me at rainingat33@gmail.com, and if I got time, I'll hit you back. And I always appreciate your comments. Subscribe. I'm doing it, and I'm gonna be back soon. I'm in a good place now. It's gonna take me a while to get my roots buried, but joining a church, getting some energy, and starting to enjoy life. That is so. Just continue to follow me on my journey. If you look at some of my older videos, I was doing really good before I moved. And major life stressors you might have go through, a death in the family that I went through. Losing my job at the same time moving hundreds and hundreds of miles. These are all major life stressors I experienced simultaneously, on top of a couple that I'm not going to talk about. You underestimate how the impact of that can have. And for me, the biggest one, obviously the death, but in the wake of the death was me not having structure in my life, me not having a job, my wife being at work all the time, and then in this new environment. So now you're in this new environment you're not comfortable with. Your structure is completely diminished. You don't have responsibility, and for a lot of people that's like your dream, right? But it's not. It's a devil's playground. Idle mind is a devil's workshop, and that's truly what it is. So anyway, I just want to shoot some of my thoughts, guys. I know I'm sounding really tired or so forth. I'm gonna be experimenting with some brain lifting meds soon, and supplements. So we'll see how I do. I'll keep you guys updated. Subscribe. I'll talk to you later.